Welcome to Carter's Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Virtua Racing for the Sega Saturn. Now, it says here on the back of the box, white knuckle it across 10 polygon perfect circuits. I kid you not, that's exactly what it says. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see that there. White knuckle it across 10 polygon perfect circuits. The last time I white knuckled it was last night. And the night before that, and the night before that. It's a wank joke. You know what? You get it. You get it. Man, I didn't realise I was reviewing a Mega Drive game, I said sarcastically while playing this game, but someone with more knowledge on the subject said to me like a stern father figure, "Oi! You better give that game some damn respect, son. It's one of the most influential titles of all time. I'm not even shitting." It wasn't the first 3D racing game, sure, but it had a better polygon count, frame rate, and overall scene complexity. It set the stage for all your 3D games today. It was the first arcade game with a 16:9 screen. Ain't that some shit? So, you know, sorry Sega. And I don't know why the stern father figure sounded British. But anyway, I shouldn't be so quick to judge. This game came out in the arcades in 1992, Mega Drive in 1994, 32X later that year, the Saturn the following year in 1995, and on the PlayStation 2 in 2004. The arguments on which is better still goes on today. Jesus Christ, people, it's clear which one. If anything, the Mega Drive and 32X are absolutely impressive feats of technology for their respective consoles. But while I was watching the Mega Drive, 32X and Saturn comparisons on YouTube, I've seen the improvements they made along the way. It feels like there was a dedicated team for this game for almost 2 years, improving on every successive console. While Sega developed the arcade version, the Saturn version was developed and released by Time Warner Interactive. It didn't contain anything special to Virtua Racer Deluxe, the 32X port of the game. While the menu presentation is thematically consistent, it doesn't really mean two bits of dick. I mean, it's as drab as a wall painted grey. It's okay, but meh is the best I can really deal with right now. The text and layout feels less fun than other races and more factual. Like, here is everything you need, as practical as that is, and not give it a fun overall theme. The one complaint I'm going to make though is that the RPMs in the top left hand corner are way too big. It doesn't affect gameplay, sure, but it could have been half the size and still be everything we need and take nothing away from what's there. Graphics are quite good on one hand and bland on the other. The good is the sense of speed, draw distance, and animation is actually quite excellent. The actual detailing, however, is pretty lame. I'm still not 100% on where the blame lies with that one, whether the original was also lacking or whether this was just a lazy port in that aspect. I was ready to blame the original game, but I'm not even sure that's right. It could be that the original game had okay detailing, but it was made worse by a port that was just lazy. Sure, it would have been an absolutely amazing game back in its day, and an important step in graphical ability, but trying to get anyone to give a shit about that now will be hard pressed. I still feel like there's plenty of room for improvement graphically, even though I'm okay with the end result. I'm also not overly impressed either. The sound is a strange mess. I boil it down to a US version on a PAL Saturn, but even then, it wasn't playing level music. It would play music designed for a car select screen and various 10 to 20 second bits. When it did play proper music, it was fine. Nothing too amazing, but certainly 90s if nothing else. I have never been so torn internally and seen so much divide on a game. On one hand, the arcade mode has some pretty good tracks and was fun, but then again, there wasn't much content in that particular mode. There is if you look to perfect time, but I'm not really one of those people. I played until I finished the game and come first. The Grand Prix mode, or Grand Prix is what I used to call it when I was young, found the game to be boring in spots. You start with the go-kart, which was easy to come first, and I have to do 10 laps of this bullshit? It was easy to maintain first once I got there, so it was an empty time waster. As your vehicles got better, so did your competition, and it took a bit more skill to improve and do better. It was subtle, and I appreciate that side of the game. A lot of people have spent time complaining about bad controls with this game, but I didn't find it was bad at all. It was, at the very least, manageable. If I can sit here with a straight face and tell you the controls on Sonic R get better with time for those like myself who struggle with the controls initially, then you can sleep safely in the knowledge that the controls, while not perfect, are quite alright. No real delay, but not as tight as Dick Hugger Pants from Michael and Michael have issues either.
We asked 1,000 men, what do they look for when they buy pants? Number 1 was comfort. Number 2 was style. And do you want to know where clearly seeing the outline of your package was?
Third?
57th, Frank. After edible, after flame retardant. Frank, more men want their pants to be squirrel-proof than they do to clearly delineate the shape and the location of their penis.
I do not have a steering wheel to really give you some accurate comparison, but on a controller, it's fine. The replayability is alright in the one-player mode. In fact, for a racer, it's really quite good. The arcade mode will give you the replayability with the 3 tracks and trying to get a better time, as well as the Grand Prix mode, which gives you the ability to improve your vehicles and more courses. Would I recommend this game? It's another game which I'm so torn on. I didn't particularly enjoy F1 Challenge, but if anything, this game has given me a newfound respect for that game. I will say I found this game to be more fun even though the presentation would suggest otherwise, and strangely arcadey in the sense that the game gives off this nostalgic atmosphere without ever having played it back in the 90s. I do remember the arcade cab like it was yesterday. If you like racing games, I'm going to say yes, but just barely. Collectors and driving game enthusiasts will like this game, but I can't see the appeal for anyone else.